Why do some safety measures succeed while others fail? Often the difference lies in how well organizations translate risk assessments into actionable procedures. Hello and welcome back to my Safety Hub. I'm Ockert Fourie, and today we're exploring how to effectively transform risk assessments into safe operating procedures, or SOPs. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you find today's topic essential. Let's dive into the critical bridge that can make or break safety in the workplace. A risk assessment is the first line of defense against workplace hazards. It systematically identifies what might cause harm and analyzes the risk associated with those hazards. The ultimate goal: to determine the best ways to manage or eliminate risks before they become real problems. These findings lay the groundwork for developing SOPs that address the identified risks directly and effectively. We have a video discussing how to create an effective risk assessment. Be sure to check the video out if you'd like a comprehensive video discussing how to craft the ultimate risk assessment using the risk assessment methodology from Safety Wallet. A risk assessment starts with hazard identification. This is where we walk through the workplace, literally or theoretically, and check out any factors that might cause harm. It could be anything from exposed electrical wires to the ergonomic setup of a workstation. Once hazards are identified, the next step is to evaluate the risks. This means considering how likely it is that each hazard could cause harm and the severity of the potential injury or illness. This evaluation helps prioritize which risks need immediate attention and which can be monitored over time. But understanding risks isn't just about knowing what might happen. It's about using this information to implement controls that either eliminate the hazard or reduce the risk to an acceptable level. This might involve redesigning a process, providing safety equipment, or implementing new safety training. And why is all this so important? Because a thorough risk assessment not only helps prevent workplace injuries and illnesses, but also ensures compliance with safety laws and regulations, protecting your organization from potential fines and legal issues. Essentially, risk assessments are about creating a safer workplace where everyone can perform their duties without fear of injury. It's a fundamental component of any safety management system, providing the insights needed to protect your most valuable asset, your employees. Now that we understand the critical role of risk assessments, let's see how these insights transition into the creation and refinement of safe operating procedures. Once risks are assessed, the next crucial step is translating these insights into SOPs. This process involves several stages. First, we pinpoint the highest risk that requires immediate SOP development or revision. Then we prioritize these based on the potential impact and the feasibility of control measures. It's about turning data into direct, actionable steps that can be systematically followed to mitigate risk. The first step in this transition is identifying the actionable items from your risk assessment. This involves pinpointing specific tasks or processes where risk levels are unacceptable and require immediate action through SOPs. Once we have these actionable items, the next step is prioritization. Not all risks are created equally, and your SOP should reflect this by addressing the most critical risks first. Prioritization is based on factors such as the severity of the risks and the likelihood of those risks occurring. With priorities set, the focus shifts to integrating these risk assessments into SOP development. This integration ensures that each SOP is tailored to mitigate specific risks effectively. It's about translating the theoretical outcomes of your risk assessments into practical, everyday actions and protocols. For example, if a risk assessment identifies a high risk from manual lifting operations, the resulting SOP should detail precise steps for safe lifting techniques, required personal protective equipment, and mandatory training sessions for all involved employees. But creating these SOPs is not a once-off task. It requires ongoing collaboration between those who perform the tasks and those who manage safety protocols. This collaborative approach ensures that SOPs are not only comprehensive but also practical and reflective of real-world conditions. By bridging risk assessments with SOP development in this way, we ensure that safety procedures are continuously updated to reflect the current risks and operational practices, thus maintaining a safe and compliant workplace. Now that we know how to link risk assessments with SOP creation, let's delve into the best practices for developing these critical documents. Transforming risk assessments data into actionable safe operating procedures is a crucial step for enhancing workplace safety. Let's go through the essential steps for developing effective SOPs after a thorough risk assessment has been completed. First and foremost, define the scope of each SOP. This involves specifying the task or processes that the SOP will cover, particularly those associated with high-risk assessments. Clarity here ensures that the SOP focuses directly on mitigating specific risks. Once the scope is clear, it's time to draft the procedures. Start with a detailed description of each task, step by step. For each step, include the safety measures that must be taken, the equipment needed, and any potential hazards to be aware of. This ensures that all aspects of the tasks are covered safely and comprehensively. It's critical to involve the actual users of the SOPs in this process. Gather input from employees who perform these tasks daily. Their first-hand experience can provide invaluable insights into practical safety concerns and procedural efficiency. Visual aids can significantly enhance the effectiveness of an SOP. Incorporate diagrams, photos, and flowcharts to illustrate complex steps or to highlight critical safety points. Visuals help to break down barriers to understanding, especially for tasks that require precise execution. Finally, ensure that the SOP is reviewed and approved by all relevant parties, including safety officers and management. This validation process is crucial not only for compliance, but also for ensuring that the SOP meets the organizational safety standards and operational goals. Developing SOPs is an interactive process. Once the SOP is implemented, it's important to monitor its effectiveness and make adjustments based on feedback and any new risks that may emerge. This ongoing cycle of review and refinement helps keep the SOPs relevant and effective. With our SOPs crafted and validated, the next critical step is training and implementation. Let's explore how to effectively roll out these procedures across your organization. Developing robust SOPs is a significant step forward, but the real value is realized through effective training and consistent implementation. Let's discuss how to ensure that these procedures are not only understood but also embraced and applied by your team. Start with comprehensive training. It's essential that every team member who is affected by the new SOPs receives thorough training. Don't just hand them a manual. Walk them through the SOPs with practical demonstrations and real-life scenarios. This helps to cement understanding and shows the practical application of the procedures in their daily work. Utilize various training methods to accommodate different learning styles. Include live demonstrations, video tutorials, and interactive quizzes. This variety helps keep the training engaging and ensures that the information is accessible to everyone, regardless of their preferred learning method. Implementation is equally crucial. Ensure that the SOPs are easily accessible to all employees, ideally integrated into their daily tools and workstations. Use signage, quick reference guides, and digital prompts to keep the SOPs top of mind. Follow up on training with regular checks and refresher courses. Monitoring adherence not only helps to reinforce the SOPs, but also allows you to gather feedback on their effectiveness and practicality. Open channels for employees to share their insights and suggestions for improvement. Recognize and reward compliance to further encourage adherence. When employees are acknowledged for correctly following SOPs, it reinforces the importance of these procedures and motivates others to comply. By taking these steps, you not only ensure that your SOPs are implemented effectively, but also foster a culture where safety procedures are respected and valued. Now that we've covered how to train and implement these crucial procedures, let's wrap up our discussion with some final thoughts on the importance of continuous improvement in workplace safety. Today, we've navigated the crucial journey from conducting detailed risk assessments to developing and implementing effective safe operating procedures, or SOPs. This pathway is fundamental to not only enhancing safety in your workplace, but also ensuring that these practices are sustainable and effective over time. We began by understanding the importance of risk assessments, moving into how these assessments inform the development of SOPs that specifically target identified risks. We discussed the best practices for creating these SOPs and the critical steps for training and implementation, ensuring that every team member is not only aware of the SOPs but is also proficient in applying them. But remember, safety is a continuous journey. Regularly reviewing and updating your SOPs in response to new risks, feedback, and changes in the workplace is essential for maintaining a safe environment. I encourage you to revisit your SOPs regularly, engage with your team, and continuously strive for a safer workplace. If you found this guide helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help others improve their safety practices as well. Your feedback and experiences are valuable to us, so leave a comment below or reach out to us with any questions that you may have. Let's keep the conversation about safety going. And as always, stay safe, stay inspired, and until next time, take care.